Hello and welcome back to the Rad Nauseam YouTube channel. Today we've got another CEDH video from our most recent Rad Nauseam CEDH tournament. This was a 51 player event that was hosted at Plenty of Games in Melbourne as part of our quarterly CEDH tournament series. With me today I've got Cull. How's it going?
I am doing fabulous this evening. I'm ready to watch some good quality content, some good quality gameplay.
Absolutely, the high quality paper content that people crave. So if you're interested in seeing some more CEDH content, please give this video a like, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. But without further ado, let's take it away. So in seat 1 today, we've got Jacob on Tivit, Seller of Secrets. Seat 2, we've got Jonathan on Atla Palani. I believe this is the same deck he took to the recent Thoracle Throwdown tournament where he won the whole event. In seat 3, we've got Jamie on Derevi, which is a deck very near and dear to my heart. And then in seat 4, we've got David on Tivit number 2. Now, who would you be backing out of the gates here, Carl?
Look, out of the gates, I think Tivit is the most well-standing deck, from my knowledge. But it is just a Esper control grindy go along game. The Atla and Derevi decks are doing things I don't even know what they're doing. So I'm a bit scared of those if I was in this pod, trying to figure out what they're doing and where they're going, especially the Atla. It's playing a bunch of cards I haven't seen since I was deep in the Scryfall searches.
This Atla deck is insane. I was watching the winning game at the recent tournament, and the number of cards I'd never seen before was just wild.
Yeah, looking over the list I have in front of me, and there's a lot of cards I haven't actually seen in my life. Now, I've seen many cards.
Is that a turn 1 Damping Sphere in turn 2 here?
Yeah, off of Mutavault, I believe. So we're in the source already.
Already deep in the source. I know the Derevi does not want to see that Damping Sphere, and I think if any of these Tivit players kept a quick Tivit hand, they definitely don't want to see it as well.
Yeah, so the Derevi deck, I believe, is doing a lot of Cradle shenanigans is its current objective. You're the expert on this, so obviously Damping Spear is not nice to see there.
Yeah, Cradle is for sure your plan A in a lot of games, and that's mostly turned off by the Damping Sphere. You can see Teferi, one of the main answers in the deck for random artifacts and enchantments, has already been exiled to that Chrome Mox.
Sometimes the mana is more important than the other mana later on.
Yeah, absolutely. So Tivit's one of those decks that I think a lot of people assumed without Jeweled Lotus was kind of going to die off a bit, but it's definitely seen a bit of a resurgence recently.
Yeah, I miss my 5 and 6 mana commanders because they don't work anymore, but for some reason the Tivit ones get to work with all their good cards, so...
Yeah, I think the good cards aspect is the key there, just playing all of the the efficient Thoracle win line and then all the efficient interaction and tutors just gets you across the line.
Turn 1 going pretty even across the field besides the Damping Spear. So Derevi not doing too much, just setting up Minamo, obviously for a Cradle later on, I'm guessing, or for the One Ring. Tivit, seat 4 playing the Soul Ring, and we're back on turn 2 now with a Doughty.
So I think, yeah, with this Damping Sphere, we're not going to see how it's impacted players because it's just means cards are stuck in their hand.
Yeah, it's the same effect a Caracas or something, obviously it's banned in this format, but Caracas might have, where you might not see any legends come down that you can bounce with it, but your opponent's hand can be filled with legends they can't actually play into it, so might be a similar sort of effect.
I'm glad to see the Void Zone there, the Void Zone being set up down there.
Yeah. I'm sure the other Tivit is looking for their Doughty to have a share in the pie now.
Oh, I've got to say, the Derevi player is most likely overjoyed to see a Yavimaya being played here, leading on a blue and then a white-blue source.
They come in with a stun counter. Yeah. No, they come in suspended. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done that. It's unplayable. Yeah. I mean,
yeah, so this is a very kind of even start to this game. I'd say
nothing too crazy going on. The usual kind of setup looks like. What do you think Doughty's supposed to be trying to snag here? Or is it just kind of a prevention piece?
I think it's just a value piece. So obviously it stops the breach combo. That'd be kind of the main win line that it's interacting with, not relevant at this table. Yeah, it's not really going to matter to the other Tivit player. There are some more graveyard elements that are coming into this Derevi deck. I know I'm playing Intuition and Gifts Ungiven. Recently Gifts Ungiven, but Intuition for a little bit longer. But I wouldn't say that there's any kind of main graveyard line except for the actual win line from Atla Palani. So yeah, Atla's going to have to find.
See this Yavamaya now. We've got two.
Yeah, wow.
Not great lands for your mana producing way on the field currently.
Green Emergent Zone really solves the issue that card has in the deck. It's great when it's good, but sometimes it just means your hand can't be kept. What are we seeing here?
Transit Mage?
Yes. So most likely getting, most people would say One Ring, but my guess is it's getting Birthing Pod here.
Yes, this is the 2 and a blue creature that finds a 4 or 5 CMC artifact and puts it to hand.
Absolutely. So I know based on my list, there's 3 options there. It's either going to be the One Ring, Birthing Pod, or the Green-White Gear Hulk, which could also be a solid option. Bright Glass.
What are you usually finding?
You're a big fan.
Birthing Pod is our choice, yeah. Is Black Glass just in the deck to find value pieces, or is there a specific combo that goes along with it?
Bright Glass, we will probably be seeing later, is the main Birthing Pod line for this deck now. So Derevi gives you a easily expendable 3-drop. So the idea with your Birthing Pod is that you want to get 2 4-drops that win the game. And with the printing of Bright Glass, that's the main line for Birthing Pod. So you get Bright Glass and you get Displace a Kitten. And essentially what that gives you is every single Mox in your deck, every 1 mana permanent, and every time you do that, you get to flicker the Bright Glass.
It's pretty good.
So from a relatively empty board, you can get up to, I think, I worked it out to be 17 mana maximum, with no permanents in play besides 4 lands and the 2 4-drops. And because you can get Mockingbird, if there's any outlet for 17 mana on board, you can tend to just win straight away.
That's very sweet.
It's honestly, the first time I pulled it off, I felt like unstoppable.
We've got an upkeep and Vampiric Tutor here from the Tivit 2.
Looks like the Tivit players are sharing their tutors potentially. That's a bit of a scary card to put into the Void Zone. What do you reckon this is for? We've got a Soul Ring, a land drop, probably a Rhystic Study.
I'm going to guess it's going to be some sort of Rhystic Study or a Smothering Tide. Tivit's obviously just an Esper grind engine. It's looking to take the game long and just get immense value and eventually just take more turns than normally allowed.
Now there is always a slight fear in Tivit playing at a tournament setting, just because you can't demonstrate infinite turns once the timer runs out.
Yes,
I'm sure that's something that both of these...
This would have been round 3 at the event. So this obviously isn't one of the finals and does have a time limit on the turns.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like we both missed that the Rhystic was uncastable there, but we got a Remora instead, which at this point of the game is pretty similar.
Why was the Rhystic uncastable?
Because of the sphere.
Because of the sphere.
The Damping Sphere would have made the Rhystic cost 4. Because the Vampiric Tutor was in upkeep.
That's correct.
And there's no way you can weasel your way out of that by playing a Moxen beforehand. So we've got a Ranger Captain here getting Ranger Captain's best friend, Esper Sentinel.
Yep. Hand in hand, these two are inseparable.
Very similar turns from the two Tivit players. Just setting up card advantage.
Yeah, that's kind of the name of the game, apparently, I believe, in CEDH.
It is interesting that both of these effects are quite hindered by the Damping Sphere. Esper Sentinel weirdly kind of wins out, just because it doesn't have that upkeep cost. It's unlikely that anyone's going to be casting a flurry of spells anytime soon.
2, 4, 5. Oh, sure. Yep.
Got the Atla player here playing a land in the Forbidden Glare Zone. It looks like a gold land though, so I'm sure it makes mana of some color.
Either that or it makes egg tokens somehow.
Yeah, so we had a turn 2 Altar of Dementia come down from the Atla player, which I think was just a sack outlet for fun. I don't think they're doing any milling. I could be wrong.
So I think that Altar Adventure is actually one of the win lines in this deck. So once you've assembled your Atla combo, you have infinite sacks, so that lets you mill out all of your opponents. I watched this whole combo play out about a month ago, and I could not tell you every step, but I know that involves looping through your deck, finding every egg, and then eventually recurring every egg. So potentially impacted by the Douthie kind of more than anyone else at the table right now.
But you can
that's
mill your opponents into the Douthie if you want to collude, if you're feeling that kind of way, you know.
Absolutely. All right, are we going to see this birthing pod be cast here?
You have a my green coming in handy.
Oh, interesting. We're going for the Derevi cast instead.
Might be just trying to not feed the fish too much here on the first go around.
Always very fair. Now, we don't have the mana to cast the birthing pod post-combat after this tribute mage attacks. But they will have potentially 3 mana for a 2-drop. So yeah, it looks like we're setting up for a longer game here. I think that would definitely we'd be leaning towards the Tivit players, if that is the case.
Yeah, I think the 2 Esper decks are obviously looking to take the game long, so as the Derevi or the Atla, you either have to kind of go for it or try to find your moment to send it later on. So it looks like the Derevi player is gonna try and grind with them for a bit. Atla player, no idea. Once again, they're throwing permanents on the board so far, and I'm keen to see where they go.
I believe that the cheapest egg is 2 mana. So we have 4 mana on board there. So outside of a Spirit Guide, we don't seem likely for an out of nowhere Atla win attempt on the next turn.
Some 1 mana eggs, I believe.
There's the mutate egg.
There's the mutate egg from my courier.
Okay. So that's all they need. They've got their sack outlet, they've got their commander, they just need the egg and the removal of the Douthie. Let's see if one of the opponents can do that for them.
Fetch into pass. Just represent the holding of something here.
I do wonder if they maybe forgot about the sphere there. I know that would be my line in this situation.
I know their hand does have a Eladamri's Call in it and a Wild Growth from what I saw, so maybe holding up the Eladamri's Call, looking for something.
Yeah, fair enough. So we saw a pay for the Remora, no surprise there. Both players still pretty far away from casting Tivit, but they're not rushing to get there.
It's an Imposter Mech.
Don't see Imposter Mech that often these days.
No, I do.
Do you reckon this is a... Do you reckon this is a Ranger Captain? Or Derevi?
It's a Ranger Captain. Probably getting a Esper Sentinel here.
Yeah. Fortunately uncastable, but it's good for the next turn around, most likely.
Yeah, so Imposter Mech is 1 the blue for a vehicle that comes in and clones something as it enters.
It has to be something your opponents control.
Yes, that is notable. It was
Yeah.
worse in the dockside decks when that was unbanned, but it was great in the Kinnan decks playing against the dockside. So
Yeah, absolutely. The number of times I saw that flipped at instant speed in response to the opponent's dockside trigger.
There are two copies of Delphi. Does the player casting the spell choose where it goes?
Looks like they're determining who gets the void zone.
I guess it doesn't really
I believe it's just one void
it's
zone.
just one shared void zone. It is Exile with a void counter on it.
Yeah, the Douthies share. They're nice and friendly like that.
You can't cast your own spells through the Excel zone?
Yeah, you would get my spells, I would get yours.
And we both get those.
Yeah. We have shared custody of these guys.
Shared custody. Welcome back to
So you mentioned you saw a tutor in the Derevi player's hand?
I believe there was a Eladamri's call.
The Damri's call.
The instant speed, look for a creature, and he does have the white green up with this Yavimaya. Really going coast to coast here for all the lands so far.
The Yavimaya is MVP for the Derevi player right now. Interesting.
I will go and get.
So, yeah, Birthing Pod in hand. I'd be tempted to get some kind of silence off that Eladamri's, but the mana restriction being provided by the Dampy Sphere is just making it so hard.
Yeah, I guess holding the Eladamri's for instant speed kind of helps because you're not having to cast it on your own turn, so you're kind of getting around that tax. But it does have to spread out your plan a little bit. Does the Birthing Pod line, are there ways to treat it without casting any spells and going just creature to creature, or do you kind of need to be casting the mocks to pop off?
So I've seen, there's a card, it's a single mana enchantment, it gives you 2 energy and you exile a permanent. It's played in Modern, Boros Energy.
What's the, what's it do again?
So it's a single mana enchantment, it ATBs and it exiles any permanent, and then in your upkeep you have to pay an energy, otherwise you sacrifice it.
Ah, Static Prison.
Yeah, that's it. So Static Prison is played in about 50% of these decks, and if that is one of the targets for your first Bright Glass Gearhulk trigger, then you can deal with the Damping Sphere issue.
Do you play Portable Hole as well?
I think Static Prison is just seen as slightly better. Just because you can always choose to have something only go away for 1 turn when it's advantageous for you. But yeah, the mana is just going to be too tight right now. It looks like we have an Abstergo Entertainment, is my guess.
I believe that's Horizon of Progress.
Okay.
This is from the Modern Horizon 3 Commander decks. It's got 3 abilities. You can pay life at a mana of any type that a land you control could produce. You can pay 3 and tap it and put a land from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. And you can pay 1, tap it, sack it, draw a card, like the rest of the Horizon cycle. So,
interesting.
Going into the Douthie zone, I don't think they're going to be cracking to play that one too soon.
Yeah, so that can't be a good sign for our Atla Palani player.
They're just cycling it off? Is that what's been done here?
Yeah, they sacrificed it in the end step, so that bring them down to 3 mana. They're relatively far away from, going off now, so they must not be looking to win anytime soon. Notably, the Mutavault is an egg.
Yeah, so we do have the egg, the sack. We just need to grab this Atla into play.
You know, it's gonna be really sick when we both have Douthies, so we give each other the Ranger captains.
Yeah, getting rid of 2 Douthies is going to make that combo very hard to execute.
Yeah, so we only have 1 Douthie currently. They're just talking about if they were to grab a second one, I believe.
Okay. Did we see what the tutor target was for the Ranger captain of EOS?
I believe it was a Mockingbird.
Okay, so that's the second Douthie.
That will be the second Douthie when it hits the table.
Or potentially the second Ranger captain, depending on how the turn works out.
Could be a 3rd Ranger captain.
I started with 3, so in my defense, I'm
the one you started with.
I'm doing pretty good for myself. Trigger. His resolves first, so you want to pay for his 8%.
So things aren't looking great for our Atla Palani player right now.
Yeah, it's looking to be a
Casting
very
their,
expensive Mox Opal currently.
Yes.
Got an Esper after a draw and a Remora after a draw here. It is turned on though, with the 3 artifacts currently on board already.
Cool, and then I'll draw. We good with me drawing?
Whoop, we got a double draw.
Results? Yep.
I'm curious what we're going to see off this Eladamri's Call at end step.
If you were in the
I think-
seat 3 here, what would you be looking for?
Well, unfortunately, there's no creatures that kind of deal with the various artifacts and creatures on board. You could potentially go for a... What could you do here? So really, it's the Damping Sphere is the only thing stopping the Derevi play from actually winning on their turn.
Are you telling me that the CEDH Derevi isn't playing Reclamation Stage?
No, there's no 1 or 2 mana Reclamation Stage. I guess there's that one that exiles cards from your graveyard, but I don't think it's quite at
So,
power level.
Our Commando is kind of 2 mana if you squint and have
Yeah.
1 more mana to activate it.
if you lie to yourself. It looks like we've got an egg being cast here.
Yes, this is the Mimic. The Metallic
Yes,
Mimic?
metallic mimic naming egg. Which I doubt happens much outside of this specific
No,
day.
I told Nal already. I'm on a call doing something.
We've got the Remora paying for itself.
And then
Egg. Nothing better than a label that just says egg.
You have
There's
priority.
2 eggs on board currently with that Mutavault hiding down there on the land side.
No response.
Good to keep track of our egg count. See if we can get up to the full dozen.
Eladam is
so
pulled
we-
into the void here.
A resolved Eladamri. So, depending on if there is a removal spell for the Damping Sphere, my guess, if there is this is a Grand Abolisher.
And this card is.
And if there isn't,
There's a chance he wins right now.
it's going to be a value piece. So, potentially their own Ranger Captain.
So how much mana do you need off this birthing pod to actually get going here? You need the pod
So-
plus
So like
2 mana and a 0 drop?
technically,
So it depends. The Damping Sphere kind of stops the whole line, but if you can pod this 3-drop into your Gearhulk, attack with Derevi, untap the pod Derevi into the kitten, then you're ready to go off. But every spell after your first one will cost more. So the line isn't generating more mana in the face of the Damping Sphere, but we do have the ability to potentially cast 3 0-drop rocks and then be prepared to do it twice as much the next turn. What are we seeing here?
Delny.
Okay, we've got a Dalny.
So is this a sign of
Delny
going to
gives
the
you more-
late game value kind of stuff?
Well, Dalny gives you more runway into the sphere, because it obviously doubles all of your kitten triggers and all of your Derevi triggers. But I'm curious if it's going to be enough here.
Could potentially have a Beseiju or the like in hand. Plus being a 1 mana removal spell then. With the Derevi on board.
Seiju, the Force of Vigor. We're a bit late, unfortunately, for the Force of Vigor, but and the Teferi's been used. So yeah, Beseiju would be the most common out to this single stacks piece.
No, into the Floodmoor, giving them a fish. Actually, no fish required. It's
Yeah, into the Floodmoor would be another option. I've personally cut it so I could play more of the Banishing Nax. That is so good with the Valley Flood Caller, but you do get crushed by anything that stops creatures' abilities pretty hard.
Maybe I should dress down Loris the next Rad Nauseam. See how these creatures' abilities go with that.
Sorry. S% roll more.
Yeah, I mean, Lewis is an incredibly powerful card that really doesn't see any play in the format. There's a brief moment where it was played on the 5-color Ad Nors decks,
I'll pass on it.
but I haven't seen it in a while.
Fish.
Looks like we have a counter spell for this birthing pod.
Yeah, Dovin's Veto. 2-mana, can't be countered counter. The best kind of counter.
It's a incredibly strong defensive counter spell. Unfortunately, when you're trying to protect your own win, the fact that your protection can't be countered doesn't really matter.
Yes, this Death is getting kind of full here, just chewing up bits and pieces from everywhere so far. It'll be interesting to see what it goes and grabs.
Yeah, nothing game-breaking under there right now. I don't think Tivit's really set up to take advantage of the birthing pod. But
I suppose you can always
yeah,
crack
definitely a lot of value.
crack the Douthy to Aladimeri's call for your Thoracle. If you have a ranged captain to protect it, you can get rid of its other ranger captain. There is sort of a quick line there if you have the Pact or Consult in hand there.
Yeah, very, very true. I'm curious if we're going to see a Douthy crack in response to this Mockingbird, which is most likely coming down next turn.
It doesn't kill end of turn? Yeah. Oh wait, no, sorry. No, it does get around time.
So we've resolved our Derevi combat triggers. What's this second spell going to be? Oh, looks like we have a single birthing pod activation in the form of this Neoform. Notably, Neoform can only get a 4-drop here, so my guess is that I'd be looking at either a Sisay, some lists run Sisay, I've moved off it recently, or I guess a value kitten.
Yeah, but I think it sets you up too much. Sure, yeah,
I'm not actually sure what would be a good target here. Just being tapped out makes both Bright Glass and Kitten pretty fragile.
I'm not even sure if our player knows. I'm currently talking it through, trying to see what the options are.
I'm fine with that. That's fine.
These blue players deciding if Neoform is okay to resolve.
Yeah, having to ask the blue player council is always a tough part of the game.
Subservience to a circle of wizards. Alright, looks like we do have a resolved Neoform, so... Any bets, Cull?
I'll be interested to see if it is just the Bright Glass here and try to pick up some sort of combo pieces, perhaps.
Yeah, and Bright Glass for Remora plus Esper Sentinel is always strong, but doing that in passing is not where you want to be.
Being able to grab...
Okay. Metamorph, that is actually clearly the answer.
The other option.
I feel embarrassed for missing.
We're going to have a third Ranger Captain here. The deck's not being shuffled just yet. We are going to see a Ranger Captain of EOS.
Yes, old RCOE.
Now this could get a Mockingbird or an Esper Sentinel. So there is more choices to be made here.
Okay, so we go with the Esper Sentinel in the end, which will be the next turn.
See a plow on the Voidwalker here.
Okay.
Yeah, there's Esper Sentinel.
So yeah, notably the Atla Palani does not want an extra opponent to have access to a Douthy Voidwalker. So they're forced to do this before our second Tivit player can untap with their own Mockingbird.
Yeah, so you can cast Bam Tutor till the end of turn.
We've seen, I think, our spells allotment for the turn, so this Swords is kind of forced to resolve.
Yes, so the Douthy cracking in response to cast his VT. They are still able to pay the 1 extra for the Vampiric Tutor.
That's what I mean. He's casting it for free, or Douthy's just for free. But it's so that goes on the stack.
Alright, so we've got a Vampiric Tutor here. We've got more draw triggers.
Nothing Nothing special, nothing anywhere close to it. Probably a piece
Now
of
this, unfortunately, is a hidden tutor, but what do we think it's going to get?
Is there a specific piece of interest?
Currently, I'd be pretty scared of seat 4 here. They've drawn, give or take, about 400 cards off this Mystic Remora in the past 30 seconds. So, potentially some sort of interactive piece if they're worried about this. Otherwise, I suppose they can start looking towards getting some combo pieces with their own Ranger Captain on board here as protection. But with 2 across the table, I'd be pretty worried about going for it just yet.
Yeah, interestingly, Ranger Captain wouldn't stop a Thoracle attempt. You just have to exile your library in response and hope and a prayer. But yeah, I think you're probably right. And then you can see they've gone with the revealed counterspell there,
I am happy for
Yep.
you to continue with
and they've put it in their hand, which should get enough on top. But yeah, I'm a big fan of the revealed tutors. Just saying, hey, I've done the responsible thing. I'm your friend. Also, don't go for it because now I have a counterspell.
Yeah, so representing the Ranger Captain and the Force here. Obviously, the Force being their first card for this turn, if need be, will not be taxed by the Sphere. So, worthwhile choice here. We are seeing the Remora stick around.
Okay, so was that tutor in response to an Esper Sentinel trigger? Should we be seeing this Force of Will in hand right now?
It was
Yes,
in
it
response
probably
to the Swords trigger from the Esper
Yes,
Sentinel, I believe.
okay, that makes
was
sense.
the Atla's first spell of the Derevi's turn on the end stuff there.
All right, 3 mana from our second Tivit player. Is this the Mockingbird that we've seen?
Mockingbird
It is.
Mockingbird X equals 2.
So most likely another Ranger Captain of Eos.
You don't think it'll be the egg?
Ranger Captain.
No? Never mind, it's not the egg.
I mean, yeah, I guess you wouldn't have to name egg. You could name
Maybe.
what construct? Is that what we've got for our clone Ranger Captain of Eos?
Our vehicle mech version. So we have a flying Ranger Captain, a mech Ranger Captain, we have a Metamorph Ranger Captain, and we have a normal Ranger Captain. It's kind of
So we
all
know
the
the Ranger
flavors.
Captain.
We're just missing an egg.
We know Ranger Captain. We always have to get Esper Sentinel with our Ranger Captain, but sometimes you need a second Ranger Captain in the chain beforehand.
Yeah, all roads lead to the same result, I think is what we're learning here.
It's good that order's been restored. It was a bit imbalanced from the first Ranger Captain trigger.
I will discard. I'll
Yes, so
discard.
the cost of drawing 1,000,000 cards is discarding 1,000,000 minus 7.
Let's hold your upkeep.
It's a diamond in the bin.
Notably in the bin.
Another little whiteboard here, putting the Ranger Captain of Eos tag above our bird this time.
I'm absolutely not going to.
Okay.
I'm nowhere near it.
Alright. We've got the Tivit players saying they're nowhere near it, so that means they're probably going to go for it.
Yeah, I think we had David here in seat 4 just checking if we should crack one of his Ranger Captains, just in the upkeep there. But our seat 1 saying, no one near the win, don't worry about me, no need.
This is definitely Universes Beyond.
Do you know what
Can
this
you read
card
that
is?
card?
This is a Squall. Squall Siege Mercenary. S-E-E capital D, I'm not too sure. It's a 4 mana 3/4. Whenever a creature you control attacks alone, it gets double strike. And when Squall deals damage to a player, combat damage, you return a opponent with mana value 3 or less from grave to the battlefield.
Oh, wow. Looks like the table might have 1 turn of respite from that Douthie. I'm assuming that's in the deck because it doubles your Tivit trigger.
It will give a Tivit double strike, yeah, and then being able to grab back a Douthie or a unfed fish is always going to come in handy.
Okay, so we have somewhat of a clear board for Atla Palani to come down here.
Yeah, no doubt this is nice, and I'm not sure if Atla needs to cast any more non-creature spells for these rangers, espers, fish, and the like.
I am assuming that hands are stacked with counter spells.
Yeah, there's a no force in seat 1, and I'm sure seat 4's got a 7 blue cards and 7 forces to go with it somehow. Refu player, I think all we know about is a wild growth, perhaps?
Yeah.
An Esper Sentinel. There is 2 Espers still waiting to come down, so we're going to be putting some more gunk on this board very soon.
We haven't finished Sentineling yet.
Yeah, actually, getting the Ranger and looking for Sentinel is only half the job. You have to still cast Sentinel. And in this Dampening Sphere meta, these 2-mana Sentinels are just not happening.
So we see that revealed Force of Will again. When you tutor a counter spell card, do you reveal it to the table, even if you don't have to?
It depends on my mood. If I'm feeling fun, if I'm feeling funky about it, or if I'm feeling confident, I'm revealing that counter spell. I'm just flipping the card over, showing the world what's going on. That goes for any card, really. I think I've played games of Vivi where I've revealed 2 or 3 curiosities in my hand before starting the turn, with forces to go with them, and that's been really enjoyable.
Just with the fear of God in your opponent.
Yeah, just make sure they know what's going on ahead of time, so they can prepare mentally for what's going to go on.
Now, obviously, don't take this into account the next time you play against me, but I feel like when I reveal a counterspell, it's a bit of a desperation play.
Just
Often if I'm revealing a counterspell,
feel scared that you might have something, or might be more prepared than you really are. When you're sitting there,
I want to reveal that counterspell.
3 green cards or something, you're just trying to show, yeah, I could have the blue card for it.
I want to tell them not to go for it. And I want to try and use this counterspell as 3 consecutive silences whenever I can.
Yeah, doing the research on the spreadsheets and statistics here, you are more likely to win when your opponent doesn't go for the win and you have nothing, so kind of push them away from that ledge. Always a benefit you're going to see results from.
Of course. In saying that, next time I play, I won't do that, so anyone listening, I don't want them to take that as advice to play against me.
Force pitching Rift here on the egg.
Of course, is the cost being the revealed counterspell player in the previous turn, because the bottom 2 players here have no obligation to do anything about this win attempt from Atla Palani.
Yeah, being able to priority bully your opponent with the revealed spell into casting it, since they're last in seat order, is always going to be nice for you and bad for them.
So jamming the Atla there is interesting. I guess it's an indication of not much else going on. Or maybe hoping that your opponents wouldn't understand that you essentially have the win on board.
Yeah, so I believe Atla, an egg, and a sack outlet is all you really need.
Yes, I think so. I don't think that requires any additional steps. I guess when you're playing Naya, using command tax as a counterspell is not the worst strategy. Just attempting a 6-mana Atla next turn.
Yeah, that was a 4-mana Hymn to Turok, which is kind of like a mind twist if you really think about it.
You're bad at math.
Yeah, mind twist under the Dampening Sphere or something. But Derevi here, going for a fetch, put more mana into play, which is all Derevi really wants to do across this game.
It is weird. For a deck with no card advantage in the command zone, all you need is mana. That deck just is so greedy for the 10th mana for turn.
Do we just see how many Ranger games we can get out?
So we got Derevi in the command zone, 4 mana, 2 attackers. So technically a 1 mana Derevi.
We go 5
mana in play.
Yeah.
We're seeing that activation first thing. Kind of front loads the Damping Sphere cost, which is always nice.
Card is stupid good.
Card is stupid good. Heard it here first from our players. Getting around that command attacks, that Damping Sphere tax, even the government tax. I don't think there ever is actually on the ATO's books currently.
Correct. Yeah, that's one of the advantages of playing the deck. One of the reasons I've kind of leaned into it recently.
Tax
But
fraud.
it's also something that you never want to hear as a Derevi pilot, because the deck thrives on being underestimated by your opponents. And the second they realize just how good that commander is, they start to look at you, and that's not what you want.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how many games against you it took me to figure out that. Even though I lost all those games to you against the bird, maybe the bird had something to do with it. It wasn't just my own fault. It came down to that bird being pretty good as well.
Just, yeah, being able to completely avoid so many taxes on your commander is just an extremely powerful ability. All right, we're seeing the double Esper Sentinel play.
Alright, so currently I think if you play a non-creature spell, you're not looking great.
Yes. So if you cast something threatening, there are 4 Ranger Captains of Eos. And if you cast the non-creature spell, your opponents are drawing 4 cards.
3 Espers and a fish. And a Squall for just a bit of a combat step. Throw it in the middle there.
Yeah, wow.
Esper. We got Esper Bird, Captain Bird, Mech Bird, Metamorph.
Flying Esper Sentinel. The flying is
Here we go.
more relevant in Derevi than most decks, I'd say.
Here's another vanilla Esper Sentinel, just regular old Joe. This guy doesn't fly.
It's just fun.
I wonder if we're moving towards a decking win-con match. The amount of card advantage on the board.
Something like a Fairy Mastermind would come in handy here, I think.
Fairy Mastermind, notably one of the main non-combat win lines in Derevi, so almost definitely in the
every card in their
99.
deck.
Yeah, just if they want to draw cards, let them draw cards. Just let them keep drawing cards. All the cards in the world.
At what point do you let them stop drawing cards?
No, that's not even on the cards, really. Yeah, I'm constantly surprised by how difficult it is to actually close the game in banned colors. The fact that giving your opponent their entire deck is the best option is quite wild, to be honest.
Yeah, working your way down the CEDH win con line, you've got like Thoracle, you've got Breach, and then you kind of want to skip a few. You've got let your opponents draw their entire decks, and I guess that also works, you know? With no red, no black, you gotta make something up.
I say my favorite Derevi win line is just tapping your opponent's City of Brass. Give them all the mana they want.
It's infinite times.
Just keep tapping it. There's a little light bulb moment every time I see my opponent play a City of Brass. Just like, oh yep, I got him. There's my Atla.
The clock's on. Yeah, so Atla here, just looking through the Tivit player's graveyard and going, oh, counter spells. This is what it's like to have those, I guess.
That's what blue cards look like.
Choosing to play eggs over Force the Will is a choice I can get behind, though.
I mean, the egg could hatch into a Force of Will. There's always a chance.
You don't know what's in the egg. That's the beauty of it.
Exactly. Playing out the eggs could be anything.
Even an egg.
Even another egg. I mean, almost always an egg. I think statistically, there's one non-egg. So, yeah. 14 out of 15 times it's an egg.
Yeah, so there hasn't been much going on in the past few turns. The dropping of a few more Espers and a few more Ranger Captains to really fill out this board.
Looks like we've reached the point of the game where going for it is not a good move. But someone has to at some point. So who's going to be the first one to make a mistake, and will it work out for them?
You never know. Like your opponent may just have drawn 17 lands off their Esper and their Remora. You know, they could just be drawing nothing and trying to scare you out of it.
It's definitely always possible. I wonder when we're reaching the Tivit stage of this game.
And what is this card?
That's definitely Universes Beyond, right?
This is another Final Fantasy card. Here we have the 2-mana Golbez Crystal Collector.
Okay.
So it's a human wizard for your Flame of Anor, not in this deck, however. It's a 1/4. When an artifact enters, you surveil one. at the beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more artifacts, you can return a creature from your graveyard to your hand. And if you control 8 or more artifacts, each opponent loses life equal to that card's power.
Oh wow.
I believe it's here as sort of a Demir, like Darcy kind of surveil thing going on. It is when an artifact enters, not when you cast.
Never mind, you guys want move to combat?
Typical play here, just throwing a 1 ring on the field just to really show off their
Just
the
deflect.
Universes Beyond cards, just really putting them out there.
I recommend block.
Forgetting about the tax from the sphere here. The Turmoil Sphere has been actually slowing this game down quite a
It's
bit.
done a lot of work. I think that's also the first time that these players have forgotten about the tax, so congratulations to them. I know I'd be forgetting that every turn because I can't read. So we've got the trigger to so you said this was to return any permanent with mana value 4 or less, or was it just
when Squall deals combat damage to a player? So with that Douthie in the grave, the Atla player has thrown the egg under the bus here to get crushed, so that the Douthie doesn't come back from the Squall trigger. I think
we do have the backup egg in the mutaphor.
there's always more eggs in the banana stand.
Unfortunately, yeah, we're looking at a 7 mana Atla Palani plus Mutavault activation. And I'm counting 4 mana sources there.
Yeah, normally 4 is a smaller number than 7, so I don't think this will be the turn we're going for it. The altar has just been chilling here though, so at least that's... No one's really scared of the altar until it's business time, so that card's kind of happy to sit there. Our opponent is just
Also
counting
notably,
attacks.
we didn't see the artifact egg being sacrificed to the altar after blocks, so I guess the Atla players decided that it's not worth it to mill any one player for 2 cards right now, which I think is very reasonable.
Yeah, I assume the 2 Tivit players have some kind of graveyard synergy. Obviously Tivit in 1 does with the Gold Bears and Squalls. I assume Tivit in 4 does. Derevi? Does Derevi have much graveyard? I think you were saying recently that there was some additional graveyard synergy added.
Yeah, so I play Savin's Reclamation, and I play the Green Land with Delirium.
We all have triggers.
We all have triggers, we are not.
But yeah, not a huge amount of graveyard recursion in Derevi. Oh, obviously Eternal Witness. But,
This one, you draw? Can I draw Vespa?
we're seeing a Vandal Blast here.
I believe it is overloaded.
Okay.
So our opponents in response are overloading their hands with cards.
Unfortunately, one of the downsides of casting a spell right now. So this will get rid of 2 of our Ranger Captains, all of the Esper Sentinels, and a little bit of mana from most players.
Crack Ranger. I've got no response to Crack Ranger.
Oh, looks like we're having a resolved Vandal Blast here.
And then in response, I guess I'll crack my Artifact Ranger, so you can't do things.
So working out what kinds of rangers are being sacrificed here is very important. Is it the Flying Ranger? Is it the Artifact Ranger?
I believe we haven't seen Tivit in Seat 4 played their actual Ranger Captain yet, so they could have a 3rd one.
Round of Blast resolving here. Just kind of doing a clean sweep of the board here.
Alright.
Setting back the Derevi player quite a bit, I think. Arguably the most. And the Atla player very happy.
There's still 2 Ranger Captains in play.
The first part of the nightmare's over. Yeah, that's it. I'll pass to you.
Those Espers getting cleaned up is great for all the players here. And great for us,
Hopefully
not having
move
to
the
watch
game along
cards
some
get
more.
moved around at incredible speed from deck to hand.
I just don't know if it's working.
I'm going to be so honest, I'm not...
Alright, what are we seeing from this Derevi turn? 4 lands, 5th land to be played, 2 triggers. Definitely a lot that you can do from this situation.
I'm just happy to be here.
Crop rotation
Classic
hand.
Ranger Captain check at the start of the turn.
Yeah, I believe in CEDH they do actually alter the turn aggression, and it is untap, upkeep, Ranger Captain, draw. So there is an additional phase actually moved into the turn there. We've moved past that now. We've got a Delny on board.
All right. The Palani, obviously a scary card, but one that you can definitely argue is for value. And a lot of your opponents will believe you, which is usually a mistake.
The Delny doubles the triggered abilities of triggered creatures with small power, something or other.
Yes, so all your creatures with power 2 or less, all of their triggers are doubled. And also means that they can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. So on this board, it pretty much means that everything's unblockable.
Remora?
Oh, we've got a wild growth on the emergent zone, which is a very interesting target.
It is a forest, so that's... The MMI is
Taps
still
for-
holding this whole thing together over here.
we got a savannah down
We do
there.
have a Savannah. We have moved past our
Am I good to drop down?
colorless phase story.
Shock in a watery grave?
Wild Growth, one of my favorite casual commander cards.
It's just so good in Derevi. It's like a little ritual every time you put it on a permanent that you can then untap. One of my favorite win lines in Derevi is to have a Yavimaya in play, put a Wild Growth and a Utopian Spoil on your Ancient Tomb, and then win with a meal Derevi. I've pulled it off exactly once in 3 years, but it's a hell of a drug, let me say.
That's very sweet.
Unfortunately, it does cost you 2 life each time, but you can usually get there before that matters.
And the Ancient Tomb, one of them horrible at casting Derevi in the first place. So.
Bit of a double-edged sword, that one. It's good for a meal, though.
Strip mines and stuff like that to deal with.
Alright, are we finally getting a Tivit being cast?
Could be. Could be an
Is there
Sentinel.
gonna be-
Could be a Ranger Captain.
Are we seeing a Ranger Captain for an Esper Sentinel, perhaps? That poor Fierce Guardianship. Rotting either in the deck or in the hand this whole time.
4 mana here.
It's just a One Ring.
We already have roughly 1,200 cards in hand, so
Talisman?
it's a talisman.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, talisman?
Come on.
Wait, no, I mean,
Come on, do
Show
it.
me the talisman.
It costs the same as a talisman. It's basically a talisman.
Doesn't deal damage to you, but doesn't make glass either.
7 cards in
Notably, the turn after a Vandal Blast is pretty similar to the turn after another Overload spell. You tend to just see your opponents just drop all the artifacts from their hand into play.
Yeah, it kind of gives me flashbacks to the old Dockside era where sometimes you gotta hold the artifacts in hand and just dump them once Docksides hit the field. Except this time the red card was just a Vandal Blast instead, and rather than make money, it killed money.
I'll bring back this Esper Sentinel.
4, 5, 6.
Yep.
No, it's just 3.
No, it'll be 6. It'll be double strike.
Yeah.
So we have the first Esper Sentinel back into play.
Golbez will see the
So we got double strike on the Squall. Makes combat first with the first strike ability. Grabbing back Esper Engineering as an artifact. Golbez actually surveil.
Pass Atla
Then
again.
there'll be a second hit from the Squall here. Probably returning the Douthie, I'd imagine. Oh, it's a
Cool.
Fimmage. Could be going
Potentially another Esper Sentinel.
normal damage will go through
Yeah.
for another 3.
I think you have to get out.
It's okay.
Very nice surveil there.
Just when you thought you were out of the soup, you're back in the broth.
Is this another Ranger Captain? It sure is.
Yep.
We have a Mockingbird. Is this going to be this game's 7th Ranger Captain?
I'm on a secret third tech new one.
Essentially reached Pillow Fort mode.
If your opponents never get non-creature spells to cast, you have a good chance of winning. Like it's positive EV overall.
15 minutes. Yep. So if we can pick up a
Makes it very hard to assemble an A plus B when you know that the B is never going to happen.
Yeah. Our opponents here currently just working out that they have spent a long time here, just playing around with F Sentinels and clones, and they have to actually finish the game. It is a tournament, they've realized. So they're trying to work out how they can actually close this game out here.
It's always good to remember that an hour into your round. Let's see if this is in fact a Ranger Captain number 6, I
No
believe.
spells cast this turn, so we are still free of the sphere mana.
Actually, I will just pass down.
Oh, alright, we've just seen a pass. Very interesting.
Perhaps Born Upon a Wind into Ranger Captain Mockingbird is awry. You're never safe, you know, these blue decks.
Yeah, so this is telegraphing a Born Upon a Wind to me, or perhaps a Valley Flood Caller. I'm curious into what. So we're seeing a lot of cards in hand and a lot of mana. I'm also quite surprised that neither of our Tivit players decided to jam their big Sphinx Commander.
That is the interesting part about CEDH is you can have this big powerhouse 6 mana commander that you always have access to. You can just cast it whenever you hit that mana threshold and kind of pop off. It's part of your AB combo. But sometimes a 1 mana bird or a 1 mana soldier is actually just better than your 6 mana powerhouse.
What are we doing?
Alright, let's see if we can get an Atla to stick potentially.
Yeah.
What are we looking at?
With
1
the
mana short.
Esper and Rangers back on the field, you really don't want to count your eggs before they Atla hatch here. So they're playing a Chrome box first, testing the waters.
Alright. Chromox unfortunately does mean that the Atla can't be cast here, or we still need a land draw.
Yeah, sounds good. Chromox
Oh,
is good by me.
paying for the Espers means that we're not seeing a Nest Warden.
Casting an off-white egg.
Gotta say, I'm rooting for this Atla Palani player.
Yeah, that's a 2 mana shapeshifter egg creature.
Egg.
We'll leave it
It's
unnamed
Chromox
as
taps.
it's just gone straight to exile. I think it's one of the green. it's a green egg we've got on the table over there.
It taps for egg, that's all we care about.
Yeah, the green eggs do go well with ham, so if we're seeing ham hit the board here, we could be making moves.
Oh, sure, nice. Oh, sorry, no, whenever. Oh, no, that's not the one. Sorry, it's
No,
not.
it's City Bros.
Alright, what's our follow-up here?
It's an egg.
Oh, okay. So this is a sacrifice outlet, is it not?
Well, this isn't egg, maybe?
So we have a spawning pit. From memory, this
Range captain?
sacrifices creatures and makes creatures in some order or cause. Alright, we have seen an upkeep range captain on the Derevi player's turn, which looks like everyone's passed on it. We're going to draw step.
Yes, the spawning pit is just it's like a creature, you can put a charge counter on it, and you can pay 1, remove 2 counters, and make a 2/2 colorless spawn artifact creature token.
Really?
I doubt that we're going to see many spawn tokens.
Upkeep.
So the Derevi player locked out of casting non-creature spells, decided not to cast any creature spells, or go to combat, surprisingly, but when they're
There's
not
kind of no
out of the
need,
turn.
if there's no casting spells, no need to untap your lands.
I mean, we have 3 opponents on 20 life. I think 6 damage is relevant, but it's unlikely to be the determining factor in this game. Oh, this looks like a Tivit to
Why
me.
not, I guess? Hand's not doing much else.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mana in the pool. Here it comes.
Here we are. One of the strengths of Tivit is that you're not fully tapping out, because you can always get...
I'm just vibing.
Actually, no, I guess you are, because you get some clues.
Play here saying they're probably going to be passing after this. They're vibing. But are they selling secrets? Are they selling lies? Are they selling truths?
So at this point, we're probably leaning towards mana, just because there's already 9 mana in play.
Our lovely Rad Nauseam treasure token here and our clue token from
Good answer.
a magic set, an unnamed magic set.
I believe that is from the most recent Innistrad set. The
Innistrad Remastered.
no, that can't be right.
Got 3 clues and 2 treasures here.
Kind of reaching that stage of the game where everyone just leans towards treasures, but not quite there.
3 mana for a Wish Claw here. Trying to bait out a counterspell from Tivit 1. So representing, I believe, a win next turn if they can get around and survive.
Yeah, it's always interesting. Do you counter that counter spell? Do you counter that tutor, or do you wait for the thing that it's tutoring for?
I always let the tutor resolve, and then upon seeing what they cast from it, realize I can't counter that because I've made a error and lose on the spot. It's my usual go-to.
Definitely a strong line. It's not the only one, but yeah, I wouldn't look past it. I think politicking your way into getting that Wishclaw Talisman is always quite enticing as well. But we're seeing a Douthie back into play.
Yeah, so the scrolls come through again, coast to coast from seat 1 to seat 2, and pull back out of the grave Douthie and a Fimage on the Ranger Captain. I believe they did opt not to search because they're out of they've gone through their one draw so far.
Yeah, I guess there's not many others that you'd play in Esper. What's the point?
Yeah, no Guide of Souls, Ocelot Pride in this format.
Oh, Ocelot Pride with Tivit would go hard.
Like double the things? It's pretty good, because you get in the City's Blessing. Our Tivit players here have a lot of cards on their boards currently.
Notably, Derevi does not have the City's Blessing.
Here it
Actually,
comes,
that's not
the
notable at all.
1 mana egg, the automaton.
Oh, there is a 1 mana egg.
Yep. Double range captain, are you getting us both again?
Yeah, all the range captain.
Oh no. Get in the Ranger Captain hole.
This scroll being able to grab back both ranges every turn is actually very, very sweet, I gotta say.
These players need a block. I guess that's what the 1 mana egg's for. Are we gonna see any creatures cast by Derevi? Or is this just another pass the turn?
It's a pass the
I'm
turn.
not misremembering. Ranger Captain's just non-creature spells, right?
Just non-creature.
So we saw no spells cast that whole turn cycle from the Derevi player. That must be a fat handful of instants and sorceries. I guess sorceries, because you could have cast them in response to the Ranger Captain if they were instant.
Nope.
6 in the air.
I think your prediction was correct. The Tivit players are firmly in control of this game right now.
Yeah, I think it's got to the point where there's so many cards in hand from both the Esper players here and permanents in play. The two kind of off the backboard combo decks here don't have much to do about it. Right, here we go. Now we're getting the Tivit fights going on.
It's time.
Got an Oppo coming down.
We've got the double Ranger Captain. Ranger Captain, crack my Ranger Captain.
My range captain's back. I'll still respond. I'm going to resolve my range captain. You guys are all silenced. I am not silenced yet. I'm holding my range.
Alright, so we have a Ranger Captain trigger on the stack. Our second Tivit players resolved their Ranger Captain, so all other players are silenced. Let's see if they can tutor in response.
Is that good?
Alright. So Enlightened Tutor will resolve here.
Yeah, getting this in before the Oppo. I believe they're going to probably crack a clue to grab this card off the top.
I'll go put time on top.
So yeah,
Let's see what they
opposing
get.
Tivit can't take their combo piece. No sharing of these cards, unfortunately. They want to keep their time sieve to themselves.
So we're getting an artifact or an enchantment here.
It's the sieve.
So we're getting the time sieve.
What makes this card so good here?
I think it's just a value piece, right?
A value time sieve, the Tivit deck?
Well, notably can't be cast unless there's a flash enabler. So just having it in hand, I think, is just to save it from the opposition agent and to have it ready for next turn. But I wouldn't be surprised if there is a Born Upon a Wind
Yes.
right here in response to this stack.
We have 4 treasures, 6 clues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. So 7 plus 4 is 11 mana. Got a lot of things we can do here.
Alright, we've got
Currently
some
working out the
tapped
spreadsheets
permanent.
here. Not sure if the camera's tilted or it's just those permanents, but we're doing math. Of course,
So
it
what
is
do
on
we
the
see in
camera.
this?
This is high quality content.
Yes, we can't forget that. High quality paper content.
Are you
Add the
cracking
whole
your clue here?
tagline.
Are you grabbing it off the top?
Well, we've got 3 mana,
3 mana.
untapping the previous 4 mana. Yeah, there it is.
You are currently under silence.
So this is the second spell.
Yeah, sorry, you're under range.
Opponents are being silenced. Born Upon a Wind. Thankfully, we'll draw the time sieve. So get it directly where we want it to be.
He's got a mistake.
Alright, so we've sort of revealed Endurance here.
What does Endurance
that-
do in this spot?
Endurance gets rid of the time sieve.
Does it?
Yeah, it shuffles the library.
Target me?
Shuffles the graveyard onto the bottom of the library.
Yeah, that results.
Oh
In
yeah,
random order.
good point. It doesn't do anything.
Giving them more cards to draw through in there. Just saying,
We
hey,
got the players.
I can see you take a lot of turns here. Let's just make sure that you have enough fuel to keep going.
There you go, pal. See, it's great to see Derevi players uphold the standard that I'm set because that is the exact mistake that I would have made in that situation.
We have a
But we do see a time
instant
sieve
speed
that
sieve coming
will
down,
resolve.
putting 1 extra turn on the stack.
Now it looks like we
So this,
are sacrificing the Wish Claw, which is always a safe bet.
yeah. Well, if you don't sack the Wish Claw here, your other Tivit opponent can grab an Otawara or something and mess up the chain halfway through, perhaps, but
I don't think the Tivit player's getting another turn.
there's an opposition agent still here. But I don't think the search goes off. Just yet.
Yeah.
I'm good to resolve this. Yep. And then I'm good to resolve this. And I'm good to resolve this.
Okay. So we've been Ranger Captained. We're doing our tutor.
Just have a look at the
Let's
hand.
see what they.
Three,
see what
counter,
they get
counter,
now.
counter, counter, and a rev or something.
Notably, they are Ranger Captained right now, or all players are.
Yeah.
So
All players
some
making
kind of
lots of noise for this silence though. However. There's still a lot of audio coming through from the file, so not sure if they know what silence means.
What is the best target here? Some kind of creature that removes an artifact that has flash?
Cathar Commando, I'm telling you, this card's good.
Our commander would be excellent right here.
Yeah, we could have seen the Cathar Commando come in, crack this time save, and the Endurance put it on the bottom of the library with the Oppo in play. It would have been perfectly timed, but unfortunately our players here are choosing to play good cards instead.
So
The Otawara isn't nothing here, I don't think. It sets your opponent back a bit of mana on their next turn.
I think
I think we're
mana
too
isn't
deep
quite
anyway.
the issue.
Cool. Am I good to go to my next turn?
We're seeing a Thassa's Oracle.
This is Oracle.
All right. I think that's an indication that these players are going for the time out approach to beating Tivit.
Yeah.
GG's. Unless you guys want me to like show you all my interaction.
Doubt the opponent here. Tivit.
You have
Doubt the
thought they were able to
summon
crack this
sickness.
Tivit. to cast the Oracle with Tainted Pact in hand, but forgetting that the Doughty did come in under the Squall last turn, so still a bit sick upon entry.
Just take extra strength and kill you one by one. So I have one spell. I've got some spells that I can interaction.
All right, we got a Derevi player with meaningful interaction.
Do they exist?
Let's find out.
You have 2 months. GG's, or you want to play it out? That's fine. I'm happy to.
What are we seeing here?
Does it help if I tell you I have 3 counter spells?
This is the 3 counter spells we saw before, and that'll do it.
GG's. So
Making the
so
handshakes.
I'm gonna hit each of you.
To show
Very
them that
well
this
executed
Flying Birdman
Tivit line there.
will be coming coast to coast.
Spare 1, kill another player. Spare 2, kill the first.
I think after seeing the amount of cards that were drawn by both Tivit players, we knew it was going to be one of them.
Yeah, we got the Tivit having Silence and Pact in hand here. Just showing that they've all got good cards, but the one that cracks the captain last wins.
Absolutely. So that wraps up our show for today. Thanks so much, everyone, for tuning in. Please give this video a like if you want to see more CEDH content, and make sure to subscribe to the channel as well.
Yeah, stay tuned for some more high quality events coming through and some high quality content coming through from those events.